To the front of the car.
Come back.
haven't got the chance to come in.
We have
West Electoral Commission officials
very fraudulent parliamentary when they failed to steal Congress. They sought to manipulate, bully, force out. It is no wonder that the court are now systematically throwing out their bogus people. This is because truth, no offer today, cannot survive. These mercenaries and thugs did not merely brutalize our parliamentary candidates, agents and supporters. They mutilated our nation. They inflicted physical harm, burned down the electoral commission offices, and destroyed vital public property. Yet to this day, none of them have been held responsible in court of law. Indeed, today impunity reigns and is at the very top. Since assuming office, the president has weaponized the security services, deploying them in retrospective PNDC-style raids on the homes of political opponents, private citizens including former governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Addison, and former finance minister, Dr. have had their property seized, their rights violated, and their dignity stripped. This is not government. It is tyranny clothed in the robes of democracy. Additionally, this government has arbitrarily dismissed senior military officers with years of faithful service. Government has granted the Ghana Armed Forces of professional experience and neutrality. Our military, once prepared for non-partisanship, is now being painted in NDC colors. This is a dangerous betrayal of the public. And why? Because the president no longer sees himself as a president. He fancies himself as an autocrat, a ruler for life. A number of guests at the inauguration told the story. Military dictators, authoritarian sympathizers, men of iron fist and empty conscience, and as if to erase all doubt, the president donned full military regalia at a recent armed forces event, parading as a commander of the nation he plans to subdue, not to serve. His every gesture speaks to a sinister agenda to break the constitution and amend it and prolong his grip on power, abetted by a judiciary in desperate to capture. In other words, the president is looking forward to using the judiciary for a death. This explains the relentless siege on the judiciary. A judiciary that has stood as a last bulwark between autocracy and freedom is now the target of the NDC. Today, the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokomo, a distinguished servant of this republic, is under siege. The head of the judiciary is being dragged through a sham process of removal from office, engineered by a desperate president and a rubber stamp by a toothless, failed Council of States. Their goal is not justice, it is intimidation. It is a warning shot to every judge: obey or be broken. They do not seek a judiciary that upholds the law. They seek one that bows to the will of the dictator, Prez Mahama. A bench bent to serve power, not principle. I repeat, a bench bent to serve power, not principle. They seek to install kangaroo courts and the democratic facade. What is happening is no accident. It is a warning, a threat, a ruthless message to every judicial officer that dissent will be crushed and independence punished. Let us remember, the BNDC, the ideological ancestor of today's NDC, once murdered 3 High Court judges in cold blood. One of them, Justice Cecilia Kurantinado, was pregnant. She died with her unborn child, pain, defiled and erased. That dark memory now casts its shadow once more as Mahama returned with vengeance in his heart and fear as his weapon. This time, instead of the bullet and fire, the NDC uses nominations and intimidation. The NDC has proposed 7 new appointments to the Supreme Court. Some competent, yes, but all selected to serve the diabolical agenda of the NDC government for a 3rd term for President Mahama. The wishes of the NDC is to fashion a judiciary in their image, subservient, pliant, loyal to party above law. It is no coincidence that President Mahama himself titled his memoir Afenyo Markins Slap Police. The unfolding attacks on our democratic institutions appear to be his second. But the judiciary is not only his target and the target of his government and his party. Since returning to power, Prez Mahama has embarked on a sweeping peg of public and civil service. Hundreds of hard-working Ghanaians, professionals who have served government of all stripes with dignity and skill, have been dismissed without cause or hounded into forced resignation. Their only crime was refusing to wear the NDC's colors or submit to its whims. This is a direct assault on the principle of neutrality in our public administration. It is a betrayal of the values enshrined in our constitution: merit, impartiality, and service to the nation, not to any political party. And as if the shameful attacks on the Chief Justice were not enough, His Excellency the President plans to turn his diabolic side on the Electoral Commission. Just as several of his party stalwarts have predicted, plans are far advanced to dismantle the current commission and replace its leadership with loyal NDC operators. This is no longer speculation. It is an unfolding conspiracy. The goal is clear: to seize total control of the democratic process and bend future elections to the will of one man and his party, a third-term agenda. He may have risen to power through the ballot box, but make no mistake, President Mahama and his party have no respect for the constitution that made that possible. They speak of accountability, but what do they think they are doing, and who do they think they are for? The Attorney General, far from being guardian of justice, has been reduced to a partisan tool, sweeping away prosecutions against NDC officials who allegedly were involved in all manner of officials during the first administration of President Mahama. Now entangled in a web of allegations and counter-allegations, he has become a perfect reflection of the regime's decay, a symbol not of justice, but of rot in high office. They now choose which judge to sit on a particular case, and we've seen the transfer of a particular judge to preside on a case. An example again is Mr. How a suspect who is on bail could be remanded in custody because the Attorney General claims that the accused is doing something untoward. This is an example of what the NDC is up to. No more justice, but intimidation and what the government wants. And the president himself,